G'day there, podcaster. This one has got the holy trinity of segments. Have You Touched? The Google Game and Gorey Stories. Plus, sorry?
Oh. Sorry for interrupting. I was just going to say, that's 3 you can hang your hat on, but it was not necessary. I should have shut my mouth.
There's also some great talk back in there. Enjoy the pod.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You ready?
stop what you're doing and listen.
Live across Australia. It's radio. This is Ben, Liam, and Belle on Nova.
You are on Nova, and on Thursday nights, we love to do this.
Katy Perry. Obviously, she is touring at the moment. She landed in Sydney, yesterday?
Maybe
Incredible.
a Martian will call.
Yeah,
Oh my
true,
God.
because she's spending all that time in space. So much so that she was kissing the ground when she came back.
Yes, the whole 11 minutes. Wild times. But yeah, so she is in Sydney at the moment. She's doing a tour around Australia. And, she's been everywhere. She came into Sydney, she went to the zoo, then she went to the shopping centre in Parramatta, and then even last night she got that fan Tiana up on stage and took a video with her saying to her school, hey, she's going to be late for the exam tomorrow because she's on stage. We got a little bit of audio here.
Hi, Miss Eunice. It's Katy Perry. I'm Tiana. We're about to take this exam for English, and we just want to say that we might be a little bit tired because we were on the stage last night.
And she's been around for decades. So 13, 2014, if you have ever touched Katy Perry, we would love to hear from you.
I wonder where she feels more out of place, because obviously she's a squillionaire, Katy. Yeah, she's done very well. In space or in a food court in Parramatta? Do you know what I mean? Because at least when she was in space, she was around lots of other really rich people.
Can
you know?
I manifest a call that I hope we get?
Yeah.
Do you remember, I think it was a couple of years ago, she did the Millionaires Party, the private party in Melbourne?
Yeah, that's right. Yes. So, Katy, this was before the grand final.
Yep.
Maybe a year before the grand final, she was over and she played a private party at someone's house.
13 24 10 is our number. Have you touched Katy Perry?
Millie joins us from Melbourne. Good evening, Millie. Have you touched Katy Perry?
Hi. Yes, I have. My high school won a performing arts competition in 2014, and she came to our school and did a full performance. Was in my classroom, sat next to me, full on.
What?
Katy Perry came to your school in 2014?
Yeah, we won this music video competition, and she gave our school a lot of money to donate to our
That's mad.
performing arts program, and then she did an impromptu performance and just hung out for the day.
Millie, 2014, that's almost peak Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing,
it was
Millie.
full on.
Wow.
That's hard to beat.
I mean, Katy Perry just come to your school for the day?
Side note, just saying it out loud so I remember, tomorrow, 13 24 10, who came to your school?
Yeah, for sure.
absolutely.
We just had Adelaide Crows players who were delisted and that sort of thing.
All right, Amy in Sydney, good evening. Have you touched Katy Perry?
Hey guys, yes, I actually have, and she sung me and my little sister happy birthday.
Whoa, right. What, just on the street or something? Or
No, in concert. We were lined up for ages, God forbid. And we had our little sashes on that lit up, and she sung to us. She asked if it was anyone's birthday in the crowd. Everyone pointed. We were all over her.
Of course, because she's got her song Happy Birthday. So she sung that one to you.
I don't think she wrote that one, Bill. I mean, she's pretty good, but I think we're over-crediting Katy a little bit.
No, she has her song that is Happy Birthday. No, oh my God.
She's got that good one, Merry Christmas.
You're not a fairyhead, are you? Well, thanks, Amy. Isabel, good evening. You've also touched Katy Perry.
Yes, I have. When I was a baby in 2011, I was at my auntie's house and she sang me a lullaby.
What? Also,
What?
just hearing Baby in 2011, I'm like, how are you sounding that old? I mean, that's great, but I forget how old we are now.
Wait, is your auntie Katy Perry?
No, my auntie's son is Russell Brand, and they were together, and so...
So your auntie's son is Russell Brand?
Yeah.
What?
Wait, so your cousin... Hang on, is your cousin Russell Brand?
Yes. Yes.
What?
Your cousin... I mean, that's
Crazy.
I mean, that's wild in itself.
So
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So you were just having tea. Well, you weren't because you were an infant, but you were just
chilling out.
Your family gathering at your aunt's house, and there's Katy Perry and Russell Brand sitting there, and then she's holding you and.
Yeah.
What the
It's
hell?
pretty crazy.
Do you ever see Russell Brand? Like, how often do you see him?
Normally when we go back to the UK, we'll see all the family. So.
Wow. Is he,
to his wedding. You went to his wedding.
And we went to his wedding. So.
the most recent one. Yeah. Does he talk like that in real life as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cannot define yourself in reference to external coordinates. You must define yourself internally with your relationship with a high spiritual entity. I was just saying how I never get to do my Russell Brand anymore.
Yes, and I don't. I still. In this day and age, I don't know.
You're talking about their cousin there.
Isabel, that is an outstanding
That's
call.
outstanding.
Incredible.
I love
Thank you
this
so
segment.
much.
You're listening to Young Kings, Ben and Liam. Oh, yeah, Belle's there too.
Very simple game. We give you 2 topics. You've just got to tell us which has more average monthly Googles. Jess, good evening. How are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling good, thank you.
All right, there's a lovely prize. We've got movie tickets up for grabs, so let's kick into it. What has more monthly Googles? Nintendo Switch 2 or Macca's drive-through?
Ooh, Macca's drive-through.
Oh, the Nintendo Switch 2 came out today. It's big news. Everyone's lining up for it.
And it's about 200,000 more Googles
If
than
it was
Macca's drive-through.
the regular Nintendo Switch, I think she would have been right. But
That's
it's just
true.
purely there's the new one out. It skews the data.
All right, well, let's see how Michael goes. Michael, what's got more average monthly Googles? Colgate or Oceangate?
Colgate.
Oceangate, my friend. It's on 1.5 million Googles versus Colgate, which is 200,000.
Refresh my memory. What is Oceangate?
The submersible.
Right.
That didn't
So
come
there's a bit of a
back
link
up.
there because Colgate and they both get squished.
Yes, of course. I thought it
Oh
was.
my God, Liam.
What was the other one where everyone's email stopped working for like a whole day and the whole internet crashed?
No, that's the blue screen of death.
No.
Yes, it was Cloud Strike.
Sorry, I thought it was Cloud Strike.
When we were on the radio and none of the songs could play, so we
Yeah.
just had to talk.
What a time.
What a weird time.
All right,
It was like AM radio. Am I right?
Tracy, what's got more Googles? MySpace or SpaceX?
SpaceX.
Correct. 2 million Googles versus MySpace on 1.2. All right, what's got more Googles? Bruno Mars or Mars Bars?
Bruno Mars.
Very good. 3 million average Googles versus Mars Bars, mere 300,000. All right, last one. If you
Then
can get
again, like, why are you Googling? Like, you know, you can get a Mars bar anywhere.
Totally.
Like, you don't need to Google, unless you just want to look at one because you're on a diet or something. Like, Mars bar, like, you go to any shopping centre, you don't need to Google it.
That's why I think like Macca's drive-through numbers were also
Well, yeah,
low
you
because
know-
no
you
one,
know.
no one,
Well,
you
that's
don't need
it.
to.
That's a
Nah.
good point.
All right, this is the last one, Tracy. If you get this,
Okay.
you get the
Fingers
prize.
crossed.
What's got more average monthly Googles? Tom Cruise or P&O Cruise?
P&O Cruise.
You're gonna lock in P&O Cruise.
Yes, because people want holidays.
But
Tom Cruise.
People was like Tom Cruise as well.
Yeah,
I
Tom
mean,
Cruise was big like 20 years ago,
I mean,
wasn't
he just Mission Impossible, the latest one, just came out. I
Biggest
don't know.
movie in the world.
Hey,
Are you trying to sway me to
I don't know.
change my...
It's totally your call. You know.
Oh,
I think Cruise is pretty relevant. That's me.
okay, I'm going to say Tom Cruise then. I'm going to change.
All right, gonna change your answer. You're locking in
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
Locking in Tom Cruise.
Tracy, what an answer! Correct.
We had you back there,
Oh my
Trace.
gosh, I would never have guessed.
Look, it's only a smidge more. He's got 5 mil versus P&O Cruise on 3 mil. But look, hey, he's always in the news, always something happening. Congratulations, Tracy.
We're gonna send you along to Hoyt's Extreme Screen.
Excellent.
Take your next trip to the movies to the extreme with Hoyt's Extreme Screen.
I think Trace is going to go see the new Mission Impossible.
The Ben, Liam and Belle podcast.
13-24-10, what did you sneak into? Because these two Belgian lads got into the Champions League final over the weekend. PSG beat Inter 5-0. Big game. All the biggest teams in Europe, the top 4 from each league, they battle it out. Tickets are very expensive, like thousands and thousands of dollars. It's like the Super Bowl, but with less guns and hot dogs.
Right.
And so these guys got in 27 hours before kickoff, just with the old fluoro vests. Seems to work. I know people do that for festivals.
Yeah, everyone's
in fact,
doing
if you've got to do a festival by pretending to work there, would love to hear from you. 13 24 10 is the number. So they've snuck in, and then they went into the bathrooms and they put up sort of out of use signs on the toilets, and then they just hid it in the cubicles just for a night. They had some snacks.
That's so smart.
All good.
Did they
Then-
sleep?
How
do you, like, sleep in a cubicle?
Well, it's the night before the Champions League final. You're too excited. Also, you might be getting arrested. So you'd just be running off all this excitement. And then the next day, the fans pile in. They're going through the turnstiles. They walk out and they see the match live, the Champions League final.
All right, look, what did you sneak into? 13 24 10 is our number. It is pretty impressive. Two guys snuck into the UEFA's Champion League final.
Close.
What is it?
UEFA Champions League final.
What did I say?
You were like, yeah, you just said it a bit different.
You dropped the word champions, and therefore it's not right.
You said UEFA's Champion League.
Okay,
so it's
sorry.
just like it was like your dad being like, "You're watching the UEFA's Champion League this morning, man." You're like, "Yeah, thanks, Dad, for trying to like get down with what I like, but you just said it a bit wrong." You know what I mean?
The Ben, Liam and Belle podcast. It's very nice. I can't even... I think I'll leave the impressions to Liam.
13 24 10. What did you sneak into? These two Belgian lads have gone viral for sneaking into the Champions League final over the weekend, one of the biggest sporting events in the world. They managed it, just snuck in. Mike in Brizzy, what did you sneak into?
I snuck into the town pool with a girlfriend of mine at the time, and we got busted early morning. We didn't realise the sun was coming up.
So you busted into the pool and then slept there overnight?
No, we jumped into the pool and had a bit of a swim together, a bit of a midnight swim, and after a few drinks, and didn't realise that the sun was coming up, and the morning lappers caught us naked.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh,
I
you were
get
skinny dipping in the pool. I see.
you left that bit out.
Sounded to me like they were doing more than skinny dipping.
I think so. They're like, oh, the early morning oldies are coming in. Like, I didn't realise they'd installed a wave pool.
Oh my gosh. Thanks, Mike. Lisa, also in Brisbane. Good evening. What did you sneak into?
I was in the Valley one night in the electric playground, and Chris Brown was there, and he had a VIP area.
Oh, yeah.
So I snuck in and found him, passed his security, walked up to him and pointed to my cheek and said, "Hey, kiss this."
Can we clarify, the rapper or the vet?
Well, it wasn't the vet, obviously.
Okay. I love the idea that Ben thinks celebrity vet Chris Brown hangs out at nightclubs in the Valley with like bottles of Cristal, and he's got his like security team, and people are like, please.
He's a hunky guy.
My dash hound needs its glands checked. And he's like, get out of here, B. I'm partying right now. He's got his shades on inside the club.
Bless you, Ben. Good evening, Mark. What did you sneak into?
Oh, everything and anything over the years. I suppose the two big claims to fame would be that Monday night, I think 24th or 25th of September 2000, when Katy Freeman won gold in the Olympics.
You snuck in and you saw Kathy Freeman win gold, like the most iconic Australian sporting moment.
I just thought, I'm going to try. And I went along and I had my Irish flag around my neck and I had my Australian flag around my neck, and I went up and I picked a lovely, slightly older lady that I thought I might charm with a bit of BS. And then I held over on the ticket where the date was, and in I went. And also Wimbledon semi-finals, amongst other concerts, Bruce Springsteen in Slane Castle in Dublin.
Bloody hell.
Wow.
Now, that's a good effort.
That's a lot of things,
Everything
Mark.
from Kathy Freeman to Bruce Springsteen. You are a serial sneaker.
Look over there. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a Balrog. Oh, no, it's just Ben, Liam and Belle. Oi, stop gooning. The next bit's about to start.
It's the hottest video doing the rounds today. I was showing you guys earlier today in the office the video of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle dancing and dropping it low while she's in labour at the hospital.
It's a good song. I like it.
It reminds me of like Alvin and the Chipmunks, or like something that you would have as your ringtone in 2007 on your Motorola.
But it's been getting a lot of hate today, and people being like, it's so cringy and like, ew, like that's so gross. But then there's also people being like, that's so lovely. Like, this is from years ago when they were having their child, and like they both look excited and happy. Meghan looks beautiful and healthy. And it just
To be
looks
fair,
like,
they can't do anything without people being like, "Oh, I hate
totally.
that. Oh, what are they doing?" Like it's
Totally.
it's arguably a nice moment, you know.
But that is stark different to a lot of people who have gone through labour and childbirth who they weren't dancing around their room and having a great time. Ben! Hey, your wife Sam's about to give birth in a few months. Maybe bring
Yep.
that song in.
Yeah, true.
But a lot of people...
Could you imagine? Your wife's like 20 hours into labour, she's screaming, like she's all red, like you can see her veins in her head popping out, and you're like, why don't we dance? I found this song. Check it out. You bring in a UE boom. That
You kill me.
That UE boom would end up in Portugal. She would throw it so far out of the window.
My one of my best friends just gave birth like a few months ago, and she was messaging me today because she was like, "This video is not like true. This is not accurate whatsoever." And she's got a point because let me tell you what her labor story was. It's actually horrific. So she was literally middle of giving birth, and her partner, he couldn't deal with it. He was standing next to the bed, and follow me here. So he fainted, passed out next to the bed,
Coward.
came back to and said, "I'm going to throw up.
Oh my
Excuse
God.
me." Went into, you know how the room has a little bathroom in it?
Yeah.
He went into the bathroom, pulled his pants down to do a wee because he was like, maybe I just need to like sit on the
was he
toilet
doing-
for a bit,
he's
do a
doing
wee, maybe.
a sit wee, yeah.
Yep. So
This
he
guy,
sat.
this is not looking good at this. You know what I mean? Like, it's.
He was sitting on the toilet
Yep.
with his pants down.
Okay.
Then finished sitting there, got up, still had his pants around his ankle, passed out again on the way down from fainting, hit his head on the porcelain sink, knocked himself out, started bleeding with his pants still around his ankle and everything exposed, started bleeding onto the tiles. So then everyone's freaking out. She's still giving birth, mind you. And then they call the nurses. The nurses like get him up. They're like, "Let's take you to another room to look after him." He's leaving a trail of blood. He's still hobbling with his like pants around his ankles. Then threw up again in the corridor.
Oh,
It's still going. I'm
God.
not done. Threw up in the corridor, left a trail of vomit. Her mum had ducked downstairs, who's like 70. She went downstairs to go get, I think like water and stuff. Was coming back up,
No.
slipped on the
No.
vomit. I'm not kidding. Slipped on the vomit, and then she fell down as well.
She also then hit her head on the sink, and their blood mixed, and she got a horrible infection.
That is a real.
That is
labour.
insane. As soon as you said the vomit on the floor and the mum, I was like, she did. She didn't come back with the sandwiches and sleep. No.
That is a wild story.
You're listening to Len, BM and Lel.
What happens overseas stays overseas. If you have a story about something that happened, you can remain anonymous. Just give us a buzz, 13 24 10.
It was that time we were overseas, but of course I can't talk about that.
Well, yeah, that would be unprofessional.
In Bali?
Hey, it stays in Bali. It stays in Bali, Belle.
What did you do? Was it you weighing in the swim-up pool every day? Because that was
Way worse.
horrendous.
It was way worse than that.
Way worse than that. And not even saying that I did that, but I might have.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I watched you do it.
Well, I wouldn't be the first Australian to.
The reason I ask what happened overseas stays overseas is because there's an old story about the 2000 Sydney Olympics that's resurfaced. Now, I've never heard this story, but it seems like it's one of those ones that's grown a bit of arms and legs as it goes on. But it's about an American javelin athlete. I can't say his name. Is it Briex or I'm not too sure how to say it. But
Probably not that.
last name is Greer, so let's just call him Greer.
Okay.
So reports say that Greer was visited by 3 separate women on the same day, hours apart. So obviously a lot of people know with the Olympics in the village.
There's a bit of a thing about it, isn't it?
There is.
They always provide the contraception because they sort of they famously get it on.
And so
if anything,
Greer-
these are the people that shouldn't be using contraception because they're the best of the best
Yeah,
of every nation.
Yep.
You know, I mean, we want to breed more of these people.
Yep.
Absolutely. One could have been his masseuse. One could have
Jesus,
been
I've just seen a photo of the guy.
his sister. One could have been the cleaner.
I think they were athletes
Oh, okay.
from different nations.
Okay.
All of them.
Hell of a javelin on this man.
Three in one day. Like that's a lot.
He was good with his javelin.
Okay.
I wonder if he dished out bronze, silver, and gold medals to them after. Thank you, Shanice. It was a pleasant evening.
Hopefully he didn't set a world record.
Well, this is true. This is true.
Are you done?
I think we're done. 13-24-10. Of course, he's an American. That happened to him in Australia. We want to know what happens overseas stays overseas. If you give us a buzz, 12 months of KO going to our favourite caller.
Does it have to be naughty? What if it's
No, it
like if
doesn't-
you
no.
did something wrong or
No, it could
you
be
know, a
anything.
Yeah,
wild story from overseas?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like the Greer story. I wonder if you would throw the javelin further the next day if you'd had a pleasant day with 3 athletes from around the globe, or would you be exhausted? Would you throw it like not as far?
Yeah, true.
Or are you just like you're like, I'm the man. I'll throw this. I'll throw this out of the stadium if I want.
13-24-10. What happens overseas stays overseas. Whatever wild story you've got, we'll take it. Andrew in Sydney, what happened overseas?
Back in my teen years, backpacking, did a Kentucky tour in Europe. Last night in Amsterdam, I was the person who got dragged up on stage with the stripper using a toy. And yeah, that stayed overseas.
Yeah, well, not now, mate. The wife and kids just coming home from soccer training, hearing that one.
You must have really wanted that KO, Andrew in Sydney. Well, don't go anywhere. You might still win it. Let's see what everyone else has got. Sheridan in Melbourne, what happened overseas?
About 13 years ago, a group of our mates went to Oktoberfest, and this certainly did not really stay overseas because everybody knows about it now. But my now husband, we got separated after a big day in the beer tents, and he went on the wrong train line in Germany. He mistaken Übermenzing with Obermenzing and ended up being separated from everybody. Next day, he rolled into the Kentucky camp, half his costume missing, no hat, trying to tell us a story about what happened, and turns out he lost his hat at one of the train stations, and he had to use it as a toilet that evening.
That's a big night.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That happened to you, didn't Liam? You went on the wrong train?
Oh, I thought you meant, I never shat in a hat, mate. I'm not Dr. Zeus. But yes, I did get on a wrong train line, fell asleep and woke up in Portsmouth.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get to Battersea. And if you're familiar with London, it's about half an hour out of the main thing rather than the bottom of the country.
Anon in Brisbane. I love when it's someone who's anonymous. What happened overseas?
Hello. Well, I was on a British Airways flight from Italy going back to London, and I pretended I was on the cast from Home Away, and they believed us that I signed autographs. I had free drinks the whole way. I crashed. It was fantastic.
Wow.
Isn't that nuts? Because it's like, goes to show like Home and Away is big enough for them to think it's a big deal, but then like not big enough that you could just say you're on it, and they're like, probably.
Yeah, look, that's pretty good, Anon. I appreciate you call. I reckon we've got to go back to Andrew, though, who has earned himself the KO. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks a lot.
No worries at all, mate.
If you're listening to this podcast at 2 times speed, it's the Ben Lehman Belle podcast.
Gorey Stories.
Yep, Gorey Stories. I don't think we've ever done it this late before.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. 13-24-10. You call us and you tell a gory story. Something that happened to you. Just think heinous injuries.
Heinous injury.
Yes, and we do have 12-month subscription to KO to give away to our favourite caller. Let's kick it off with Ellie. What's your gory story?
Hi. So I am a nurse, and I had a patient that came in that had amputated his toe on a motorbike accident. And so I was reading the notes before he came in to try to get a feel for what sort of dressing I'd be doing. And I read that he was not very compliant with the hospital aftercare and it was a little bit infected. So kind of prepared myself, and he came into the room and I immediately kind of thought, is that him or is that the foot? The smell was not great already. And so I started removing this dressing. It was bandaged around his toe. And as I removed the dressing, his whole toe flesh came off his foot. It was festering, rotten. He ended up losing his foot because it was so badly infected. But it absolutely reeked. The treatment room was like hongy for like
Ellie,
2 hours.
the reason I like this story is because quite often we get like, cut his leg off with a bandsaw, but This is more just like, that's actual gory. That's heinous.
Genuine rot. Like
It was gross. It was about 3 years ago, and I can still smell it, I think.
I was just thinking that, Ellie. I'm sure you can, you've stored that smell in your brain and you can... rotting flesh. Oh, my gosh.
Thanks for your call, Ellie.
Tim in Brisbane, tell us your gory story.
Oh, a few years back, I took my father away for a month, and this was before he passed away, but he had very, very, very bad circulation in his lower legs. He had one leg amputated and the other one was decaying out from underneath him.
Oh, no.
And I had to daily change his dressings. It was like open flesh from the knee to the ankle.
Oh, my gosh, Tim, this
You went-
is
and sorry,
kind of
and-
sad.
And you went camping?
No. We went between motels and different places, but
Right.
it was basically for him to say goodbye to all his old mates, etc., before he passed away.
Well, that's kind of
But,
beautiful.
That's a nice, nice touch from you, Tim.
But I had to use nappies because there were no bandages big enough to
Good
cover
Lord,
the
Tim.
open
This is...
wound.
So hang on,
I gotta say,
you were putting nappies around his around his open wounds on his legs.
Yeah.
God, I'm just, Normally it's like I
beautiful,
fell off my skateboard and my knee was on backwards and we're like, crazy. But this is just like a long, sad story about the death of your father. It's a hard thing to hear, Tim, but I'm glad you gave him the send-off he deserved.
And you could see maybe the brighter side now, and that's lovely, Tim. Thank you so much for the call. Good evening. Carol, tell us your gory story.
So back when I was cooking in kitchens and a while ago, I was cooking with another chef and we were pre-cooking the schnitzels for the dinner service. And the chef that I was cooking with dropped his tongs into the hot oil and stupidly put his hand into the hot oil to pick them up. And
just reflex.
Just a Kentucky Fried Hand there.
Yeah, like straight into the hot oil.
Oh, and what's the damage of that?
Oh, like his flesh was cooking and like hanging off his hand. It was just, it was quite horrific.
So tender, it was just falling off the bone.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I mean, the way Ben's saying it sounds yummy, but obviously, you remember that's attached to a live human. That's really bad. Really, really bad.
Ouch. Wow. Nasty, Carol.
And that's it.
Like that podcast? There's heaps more to listen to if you just scroll back or download the Nova Player app.
Ben, Liam, and Belle.